All right, so welcome to the deep dive. We're going deep today on the iPhone 16.
Ooh, fun.
Yeah, the iPhone 16. Always exciting new stuff.
Always new iPhones.
We've got a bunch of articles from Wired, Macworld, 9 to 5 Mac.
Yeah, they're all buzzing about it.
Exactly.
Mm.
And, obviously everybody's looking at the software, iOS 18, all that kind of stuff. But we wanted to go a little deeper and look at actually what the phone's made of, right?
Yeah.
Like what's going on with the materials and the manufacturing of this thing. Because, I mean, they always talk about how they spend years developing this stuff, right?
Yeah, it's not just, oh, they slapped it together.
Right. Right.
Oh, yeah.
So let's get into that. I mean, first of all, when I was reading through these articles, something that really jumped out at me uh, was this whole thing about the aluminum.
Oh, yeah.
They're using aerospace-grade aluminum.
I know, right? So you've got they're using the same aluminum as like airplane fuselages and stuff. It's wild.
So, like, iPhone's basically a mini airplane.
Sort of, yeah, like in terms of the material.
That's pretty cool. But, like, what does that actually mean? What does that mean for me as a user?
Okay, so basically it's all about durability.
Oh.
This aluminum, it's tough. It can handle bumps and drops and scratches way better than, your average aluminum. I mean, think about it. Your phone goes through a lot, right? It gets
Yeah.
tossed around. It gets keys in your pocket with it, This stuff is gonna hold up.
So it's not going to get all dinged up right away.
Exactly. You're less likely to see those scratches and dings. Plus, this aluminum is also super lightweight, so you're not sacrificing, that sleek iPhone feel.
So it's tough, it's light, and it looks good.
Pretty much sums it up.
Okay, but what about the color,
Yeah.
right? It's not just plain aluminum. It's got that cool, like, boo this year.
Right, right. So there's this process called anodizing. And basically, it's not like paint. It's more like they're actually changing the surface of the metal.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's like electrochemistry, where they create this oxide layer.
Okay.
And that layer, it bonds with the aluminum.
So it's not just going to, like, chip off.
Exactly. It's super durable. And it gives the color that rich, like almost saturated look. And it also helps protect it from scratches even more.
Oh, okay. So it's not just about looking cool. It's also functional.
Exactly. It's both. And they're really deliberate about the colors they choose.
Well, yeah. And speaking of color, this deep blue they have this year, I mean, it is gorgeous. And I was reading one of the articles that, like, they specifically picked it to evoke, like, the sky.
Yeah, they think about all that. It's crazy, right? It's not just like, oh, blue is popular, let's go with blue.
It's like a whole mood,
Yeah.
a whole vibe.
So they're getting all philosophical with their phone colors now.
I guess so. But, it works, right? It makes you think about the design. It's not just a random color. It's intentional.
Yeah, no, I mean, I have to admit, it is a really striking color. But, we've been talking about the aluminum, the regular iPhone 16, but the Pro models, those are going even further, right?
Oh, yeah, those are rocking the titanium this year.
Titanium. Like, what, are we making spaceships now? Well, it's not quite a spaceship, but the iPhone 16 Pro is using grade 5 titanium. It's known for being super strong and lightweight.
Okay, so hold on. Grade 5 titanium. What makes it so special? Is it, like, better than regular titanium?
Right. So, like, regular titanium is already pretty tough, but grade 5, it's an alloy. So they've combined it with other metals to make it even stronger and more durable.
Okay, so it's like titanium on steroids.
Pretty much. It's got this incredible strength-to-weight ratio, so it's not adding any extra bulk to the phone.
So it's tough, but not bulky.
Exactly. Plus, grade 5 is way more resistant to scratches and corrosion. Like, this phone is built to last.
Okay, so you're telling me I can drop this thing and it'll be fine?
Well, I wouldn't recommend going around dropping your phone.
No, of course not. But, I mean, it sounds pretty darn tough.
Yeah, it's definitely a step up in terms of durability.
Okay. So we've got the aerospace-grade aluminum. We've got the grade 5 titanium. What else? What other kind of cool manufacturing tricks do they have going on this year?
All right, so this is where it gets really interesting. They're using a process called micro sandblasting. Have you heard of that?
Micro sandblasting. Isn't sandblasting something you do to, like, buildings and stuff?
Yeah, right, but this is micro, so it's way more precise. Imagine, like, tiny particles being blasted at the surface of the phone at super high speeds.
Okay, but wouldn't that make it all rough?
Nope. That's the amazing part. It actually creates this incredibly smooth, almost silky texture. It's similar to what they use for high-end medical devices, believe it or not.
So it's like doctor-approved smoothness on my phone.
Exactly. They're using these advanced techniques to give the phone this really luxurious feel.
Wow, I gotta admit, that does sound pretty nice. But, what about the display? How does that all fit together with this, titanium and micro sandblasting and all that?
Right. Well, and especially with the Pro Max, with that giant 6.9-inch display, it's got to be perfect, right? And that's where Apple's obsession with precision really shines through. The way they've integrated that display with the titanium frame, it's seamless. It's like you can't even tell where one material ends and the other begins.
That's pretty impressive. It's like the phone is just like one continuous piece.
Exactly. It's like they carved it from a single block of titanium.
Well, not quite, but I get what you mean. I mean, it's just amazing how much technology goes into something we use every day, you know?
It is, and it's easy to forget all the thought and engineering behind it. It's not just about the apps and the software. It's about the materials, the manufacturing process, the design. It all comes together to create this experience.
Right, right. And it's not just about phones either. I mean, some of these things they're using in other industries too, right?
Absolutely. That's what's so exciting about it, this kind of micro sandblasting, the precision engineering, the use of advanced materials. It's all pushing boundaries, not just for phones, but for other products too. Imagine cars, furniture, even medical devices, all benefiting from these innovations.
It really makes you think about what the future holds, you
Yeah.
know, what everyday objects could be transformed by this kind of technology.
That's the question, isn't it?
Yeah, and I think that's a great place to leave it for our listeners today. Think about it. What everyday object would you want to see get the iPhone treatment? We've been deep diving into the iPhone 16 and all the crazy tech that goes into making this thing more than just a phone. I hope you learned something new, and until next time, keep on diving.
Keep diving.